Alright, buckle up folks, because we're about to dive into the weird and wacky world of crazy foods that are supposedly immune to the human body. Now, I know what you're thinking. What kind of sorcery is this? But trust me, these so-called immune foods are not only real, but they're also a testament to the strange and fascinating ways our bodies work. Let's start with one of the most infamous members of the Immune Food Club, the humble corn kernel. Yep, that's right, those little yellow nuggets of joy that we all know and love, or loathe, depending on your stance on corn, have the uncanny ability to pass through our digestive system virtually untouched. Now, I can already hear the collective gasps of disbelief, but bear with me here. You see, corn kernels are coated in a tough outer layer called the pericarp, which is made up of cellulose and other fibrous materials that our bodies simply can't break down. So, when we chow down on some delicious corn on the cob, or even those questionable movie theater nachos, those kernels end up traveling through our digestive tract like little yellow submarines, emerging on the other end almost completely intact. And if you think that's weird, just wait until you hear about the next item on our list: sunflower seed shells. Yep, those pesky little shells that always seem to get stuck in your teeth have a secret superpower. They're virtually indigestible. You see, sunflower seed shells are made up of a tough, fibrous material called lignin, which is basically nature's way of saying, "Good luck trying to break me down, human digestive system." So, when you munch on a handful of sunflower seeds, those shells just kind of slide through your digestive tract, emerging on the other end looking pretty much the same as they did going in. But don't worry, you're not alone in your struggle against these immune foods. Even the most dedicated snackers and foodies have fallen victim to the wrath of the indigestible sunflower seed shell. Just ask any movie theater janitor. They'll tell you horror stories about cleaning up the aftermath of a sunflower seed-fueled binge. Moving on, we have a food that might just be the ultimate test of your digestive system's mettle: the humble pumpkin seed. Now, these little guys might look innocent enough, but they pack a serious punch in the indigestibility department. You see, pumpkin seeds are coated in a tough outer shell that's made up of a cocktail of fibrous materials, including cellulose, lignin, and even a touch of silica, the stuff that makes up sand. So, when you munch on a handful of these nutty little treats, your body basically says, "Nope, not gonna happen." And those seeds end up passing through your system virtually untouched. But here's the kicker: pumpkin seeds are also loaded with nutrients like protein, healthy fats, and essential minerals like zinc and magnesium. So, while your body might not be able to fully break them down, you're still getting a decent nutritional punch with every bite. Of course, we can't talk about immune foods without mentioning the granddaddy of them all, the humble corn husk. Yes, that's right, the very same husks that we discard before feasting on those sweet, juicy corn cobs are basically indigestible to the human body. You see, corn husks are made up of a tough, fibrous material called cellulose, which our bodies simply can't break down. So, when you accidentally, or intentionally, if you're into that sort of thing, ingest a corn husk, it's basically like swallowing a little green canoe. It's just going to float on through your digestive system, emerging on the other end virtually unchanged. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why in the world would anyone intentionally eat a corn husk? Well, my friends, that's a question for the culinary adventurers among us. But if you ever find yourself in a pinch and need to impress your friends with your extreme snacking skills, just whip out a corn husk and start munching away. Trust me, It'll be a party trick they'll never forget. But wait, there's more. Did you know that even something as innocuous as a grape stem can be immune to the human body's digestive powers? That's right, those little twisty green stems that we all mindlessly discard when popping grapes into our mouths are basically indigestible. You see, grape stems are made up of a tough, fibrous material called lignin. Sound familiar? Which our bodies just can't seem to break down. So, when you accidentally swallow one of those little green buggers, it's basically like ingesting a tiny piece of twine. It'll just slide on through your digestive tract, emerging on the other end looking pretty much the same as it did going in. Now, of course, we can't forget about the granddaddy of all immune foods, the almighty peanut shell. Yes, those pesky little shells that always seem to end up all over the floor of your favorite sports bar are basically indigestible to the human body. You see, peanut shells are made up of a tough, fibrous material called cellulose. Sensing a pattern here? Which our bodies simply can't break down. So, when you accidentally, or intentionally, if you're a glutton for punishment, ingest a peanut shell, it's basically like swallowing a little paper cup. It's just going to pass right on through your system, emerging on the other end virtually unchanged. But here's the kicker. Peanut shells are also loaded with nutrients like fiber, antioxidants, and even a touch of protein. So, while your body might not be able to fully break them down, you're still getting a decent nutritional punch with every accidental shell ingestion. Of course, we can't forget about the ultimate immune food, the humble piece of string. Yes, that's right. Even something as simple as a piece of string is basically indigestible to the human body. You see, strings, whether they're made of cotton, nylon, or even fancy silk, are made up of long, fibrous materials that our bodies simply can't break down. So, when you accidentally, or intentionally, if you're a circus performer or something, swallow a piece of string, it's basically like ingesting a tiny little rope. It's just going to slide on through your digestive tract, emerging on the other end virtually unchanged. But here's the thing. While these crazy immune foods might seem like a novelty or a party trick, they actually serve an important purpose in our diets. You see, many of these foods are loaded with fiber, which is essential for maintaining a healthy digestive system and promoting regular bowel movements. So, while your body might not be able to fully digest that corn kernel or pumpkin seed shell, it's still getting a healthy dose of fiber, which can help keep things moving smoothly through your digestive tract. Of course, that's not to say that you should start munching on corn husks and peanut shells like they're going out of style. Moderation is key, folks. Too much of these indigestible foods can actually lead to digestive issues like constipation and intestinal blockages. But hey, if you ever find yourself in a pinch and need to impress your friends with your extreme snacking skills, just whip out a handful of sunflower seed shells or a corn husk and start munching away. Trust me, it'll be a party trick they'll never forget, and one that might just land you in the emergency room. But hey, you only live once, right? In all seriousness, though, these crazy immune foods are a fascinating reminder of just how complex and amazing the human body truly is. Sure, we might not be able to fully digest a peanut shell or a grape stem, but our bodies are still capable of incredible feats of digestion and nutrient absorption. So, the next time you find yourself munching on some corn on the cob or snacking on a handful of sunflower seeds, take a moment to appreciate the weird and wonderful ways our bodies work. And who knows? Maybe these so-called immune foods will inspire you to explore even more culinary adventures and push the boundaries of what's possible in the world of human digestion. Just don't come crying to me when you end up with a corn kernel stuck in your teeth. That's a battle you'll have to fight on your own, my friends.